Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Front Porch, your friendly neighborhood podcast. My name is Austin, and I will be your host today. And with me, we have none other than Dane. Welcome.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, it was kind of debatable, and we have Kevin.
Howdy.
And we have Andy.
Hello.
So, cool facts for y'all. You three are three of the four five, Liz. But you guys are some of the longest lasting employees here.
Lasting, like it's a slog. You really gotta hold on tight.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like besides Sue, like you guys have been here the longest.
It's true.
It's been an interesting journey to say the least. Yes. Speaking of journeys.
Interesting.
I love those sneakers. Today we're here to talk about travel. We're gonna touch on some things like top 5 places we've traveled, and just traveling things in general, I guess. So I'm gonna start that off with, what is one thing that is in your carry-on when you're traveling for work? And I'll start with you, Dane. Is there something that comes with you in your carry-on on every trip? And I don't say headphones because that's the lame.
A must-have in a carry-on, you ask?
Yeah.
A must-have. Well, we must have cameras.
Easy answer.
I'm not asking him any more questions.
Just quiet the rest of the show. No more from him.
I mean, I was going to say headphones and my adapter because I do make sure that.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I've seen you on a plane, you definitely
I'm listening to my podcast. I'm giggling. Yeah. Another thing that I like to bring but typically forget is I have a blow up head neck.
I have never seen.
I've never used one of those.
We have flown 150.
I got it recently. I got it more recently from Dave and Buskers. Buskers.
I like David Buskers.
I've never heard of
I knew a
Buskers.
kid named David Busker when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Buskers.
Dave and Busters.
David Buskers.
So
Did you win it?
yeah.
Nice. It's inflatable, you say?
Yeah.
So you just
and
have to blow it up in the airport? Or?
Yeah, I just always forget it.
How long does it take you to blow it up, though?
Not long.
Okay.
Not long.
Right in the face.
I probably look like an idiot anyway, but yeah.
It's okay.
Interesting.
And it compacts, so you have more room for other things,
Right.
Yeah, that's
like
right. That's a good point.
like cameras.
Like cameras.
Like cameras and batteries. Lots of batteries.
Andy?
Other than the obvious, probably the thing that I have to have is either a notebook and pen or my iPad in case we don't have Wi-Fi. But lately, all the flights have had Wi-Fi, so it's always my laptop.
Nice. Working away
I
still?
work the best on airplanes.
Don't sleep, don't rest?
Nope.
I think for me, it would be my emotional support water bottle. I always have to have this.
I've got one too.
We've literally gone back and almost missed
I
flights
ran
for that
across
thing.
from the whole length of Detroit Airport to get that back.
For Nalgene. That's
yeah.
what it is, right?
Well, it's
got
a
character.
it's a $10 water bottle, but it's got all these stickers of all the places that I've been.
Yes.
So
All the places
travel,
we've been.
you know,
Travel.
you know.
Wow.
So
Travel.
This is the whole topic of the podcast in a water bottle form.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Just a slow zoom in for 45 minutes.
we could do that.
So you guys have recently, everybody except Kevin and I, so I guess 2 out of the 4 have come back from traveling recently.
It's been about a month for me. Yeah.
That's a long time for you, Kevin.
Yeah.
But what would you guys rank your top 5 places you've traveled? And I'm going to start with Kevin because Dane lost starting privileges.
So this is for work then, right?
Yes, for work.
Okay. So I do have a top 5. I'll go in reverse order.
Ooh,
Oh, look at you writing this down. I'm literally pulling this out of the air as we say.
It's all right.
number 5.
Number 5, home of Rocky, Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
Never been.
We've
Those are
been.
good trips.
I've been
Actually, no, I've
four times.
Yeah.
2 for work, 2 for fun.
That was a good trip.
I do love Philadelphia.
All those almonds.
I don't remember this. The second time we went was 6 months later. And I don't remember why.
Well, the one was for
Core Trust.
Core Trust, and the other one was for Rapid Water. Or not Rapid Water, American Water.
That's right. Technically, yeah, we shot in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's
what we
why.
stayed in Philly.
Yeah.
Made
That's
tacos
it.
with Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Almond didn't try to kill me.
That's right. Yeah. Number 4, home of Blink-182, San Diego.
Oh, San Diego, yeah. Also good trips.
San Diego.
So I've been there
yes.
3 times for work, twice with you.
Yep.
Once my first time traveling for work on a plane was to San Diego.
Okay.
All right.
But number 3, George R.R. Martin, Santa Fe.
What?
I've been there 3 times as well too. Once with you guys.
I
Yeah.
have to write this.
That was one of the first times that you
That was
traveled
one of
with
my
us.
first trips.
Yeah, you were a full-time employee for what, a month or 2 by then.
Relatively new on
Didn't
this.
you
Yeah.
have
Just a
an interesting
baby.
experience in Santa Fe?
Blew up
You
my
had to go to
watch.
the grip house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you had to drive to Albuquerque.
Yeah, because the Joker got messed up, and then I don't know how this. I don't remember the company, so I won't shame them, but they were supplying Netflix with a lot of gear, and I don't know how because the place was a mess.
Yep.
And I guess I've just been
We're just
super
spoiled.
lucky with
We're just
Lowing.
super
Lowing's
spoiled.
just great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I walked in there and I was like, "What is happening?"
Right.
We're-
It was
We're just super spoiled here.
Number 2.
number 2, home of Tommy Wiseau,
I don't know where he's.
San Francisco.
Huh.
San Diego, San Francisco, San Diego. Wow, you
I
got
see a
lots of
trend
things.
here.
Yeah.
You throw in the
Kevin's a
last
West
one.
Coast guy.
There's another San that I can think of. That's one of mine.
Okay.
So I twice
Just the
to,
bridge?
twice to San Francisco.
Yep.
I love the bridge,
Across the
but then
bridge.
also across the bridge in Sausalito, and then the John Muir Woods,
Yeah.
like the redwoods and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's
Full House. Yeah.
Full house.
Heck
San
yeah.
Francisco's my top.
Have you taken the trolley
California.
there? The little. I always see the little trolley that goes throughout the city.
Oh,
Have you
Yeah,
taken that?
I've never taken it,
Mm.
but it is nice.
Fun.
Yeah.
And number 1.
Number 1, home of Eddie Vedder, Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
I just love Seattle.
See, that's
But
fun.
when's the
Seattle,
last time
in
you
the
were there?
Seattle area. That was only once actually. So that was
And it was
2018.
that memorable.
That was a
Yeah,
fun trip.
It was a good trip. I like Seattle. I
clients.
like San Juan Islands.
Yeah,
I love it
That's
up
on my
there.
list.
Kevin, I've only been to one of the places on your list.
Really? Which one?
San Diego.
That's right. We were in San Diego together. We, yeah, the what do they call it? Sunset Cliffs,
Sunset Cliffs, Ocean Beach.
Ocean Beach, riding
Where
Kevin
scooters. Lost his glasses twice.
Man, I went swimming
Mind
and
you.
lost my sunglasses to the ocean.
Yeah.
And,
the
Rest
ocean.
in peace.
Yeah.
I just thought you guys had
Yeah,
bobbing
I
up, and then you're gone, and then
spent-
bobbing up.
Spent probably $100 on
Dude,
scooter
I felt
rides.
so heroic finding them because I just
I know.
happened to step on them. I'm like, what is that? It's not a rock. They feel like glasses.
I pictured.
I was
Sure
catching,
enough.
you found them, and then I was catching one last wave. I was going to go back. And,
Nope.
I
Yeah.
picture. I picture like I've never seen Aquaman, but I just picture Dane just emerging out of the water.
yeah, I
just
think
like,
it was something like that. Yeah, I think he did it in slow motion.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Yeah. So that
honorable mentions. I know you had
Oh,
that on your list.
Oh, jeez.
Kevin's prepared. He did his
so
homework.
He's got the list.
I'm making my list right now.
New Orleans. New Orleans.
Nolans.
I like
Yeah.
I like it there. I've been to Louisiana twice. Boulder
Ooh.
Yep.
and Nashville. I
Yes.
have one dishonorable mention.
I bet you it's Dallas,
It's
Texas.
Dallas.
Dallas
I don't really care
It's
for
just
Dallas.
its own special little place.
Yeah. Or Houston.
Our Houston trip wasn't
Houston's okay.
bad. We weren't in that long.
No, that was
So,
that
like,
was
we
a
can't
good
give Houston a fair shake.
No.
We weren't there that long. And we dropped in Houston, and we ran to Galveston, and we came back, and then we were out.
Yep.
So, like, it wasn't really
Yeah.
a fair shake on Houston.
Yep.
Texas in general just seems to
I like
not have a
Amarillo.
good. Oh,
I've driven through like the top. And I like Amarillo quite a bit, but yeah, not a big Dallas fan.
interesting. Andy,
Oh,
number 5.
Oh, I don't have them in
See,
order.
Oh,
I like mine.
I thought
are
he was
all-
making his list,
I
and
have
I was
a
gonna.
list, but like it's hard to pick because I like them all for different reasons. So the San Juan Islands, north of Seattle, probably one of my favorite places on the planet. We took our kids there a couple times. We've gone there for work a couple times. Anytime I can get out of the Pacific Northwest is amazing. New York City, love New York City. Fell in love with a place in New York City this last weekend that I will live there someday. My wife and I will have a place there. That's just gonna happen.
Tennis.
Yeah, we go to the U.S. Open all
US
the
Open.
time. I have friends that live in the city, and it's great. San Diego was also on my top. Great trip, just fun. We've got clients out there that we can go near. Sue and I went to Carlsbad, which is near-ish.
I've been to Carlsbad.
And that's amazing. So I'm excited about that. And then I've been overseas for work a couple times. So specifically for work, London was great. But then sort of work related / personal vacation, top favorite place to travel is Rome, for sure. But I was able to take a personal trip and then turn it into business, and so it counts, I guess.
I'll count that one.
Yeah, so made some client contacts in there, and then the pandemic hit, and so that didn't get to do a lot more. We're supposed to do more, and hopefully that'll come back. But talking with them, so that's good.
Do you have any dishonorable?
No, I just love to travel. Like, put me on an airplane, put me somewhere, I don't really care. I'd fly to Lansing. Like,
Lansing of all places.
like just I work better on an airplane. I like being out there. I like just going new places. We go with my family all the time. We're headed to Zion in like a week. We have like 6 things already planned for this year for us to go. We have a ton of travel planned. That's my jam, is just being out there
On the plane.
out doing stuff.
All right, cool.
All right, Dane.
Don't you have to go?
Yeah, you do.
Technically, it'd be you.
So here's the thing. I don't honestly think I've only flown probably 3 or 4 times. Oh, 5.
Dallas.
We went to
Denver,
Minneapolis.
San
Him and
Diego.
I.
Yeah.
I went to Minneapolis, Denver,
we can change
Dallas, Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Note to self: put Austin on more.
Well, you talk about
events.
Santa Fe. Do you
Yeah.
have any memorable experiences from some of the other places we've been, or that you've been?
Oh man, Mall of America was kind of cool with you.
That's right. We did do that, didn't we?
We kind of speed walked the entire thing, and honestly, it was a cool experience. I was a little bit let down
It's a
with,
mall.
with
It's
the
just
mall.
a mall.
It's like a big Rivertown mall.
Yeah.
Just multiple stories.
But it
of
has a roller coaster.
A
in it.
huge
Yeah.
amusement park in the center.
We
Yeah.
went to Wahlburgers.
you go.
And
Yep, that was my first Wahlburgers. Yeah.
it was a fun trip, though. It was nice that we could stop there before we took off.
Do you remember what happened on our way out? That whole excursion?
Our way out. Oh, yeah. The Minneapolis airport was under some construction stuff, and we took it was just laid out poorly, I would say. And we had to take this train, the public train, into the terminal. And we got to the terminal, and it was like all blocked off, and it was like turning into like a COVID testing facility. And we're like, wait, this isn't the airport. And we found out we're in the wrong like area, and we needed to somehow go back downstairs. We went through all these sketchy hallways.
With our gear on a cart, mind you.
Yeah.
Like,
So we're just pushing.
Heaping pile of gear.
It took us probably a good hour and 45 minutes just to get from our car rental to where we needed to be.
It's true.
And
Yep.
it wasn't cutting it close, but it was closer than we wanted.
Yeah.
Every airport in the U.S. is under construction. I don't think we've been
seems
anywhere
like
it.
in a
Oh,
year
yeah.
that's not under construction.
Yeah.
It's true.
COVID, they probably were just like, hey, we're kind of slow now. Let's start them. And then now they
All
can't
of
keep
that
up.
Appropriations dollars went out a couple years ago for all that.
That's right.
Dallas is under construction. Nashville,
LaGuardia.
Seattle, LaGuardia, my favorite airport.
New Orleans, they moved it the day after.
Oh yeah,
The
They put
day
a new
after I
one.
flew out.
yeah,
Yeah. So like they didn't have any of the equipment there.
yeah.
You just walked through. That's nice. It's great.
But yeah,
Even the little one we were just in, where were we? Connecticut.
Connecticut,
That
Hartford.
under construction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're just
Gerard
every
Ford's been under a lot in
airport.
the past couple of
GRR's
years.
under a ton.
I bet Santa Fe is not.
That was a
They
tiny
keep
airport.
that small deliberately.
Yeah, well,
Oh, because we flew into Albuquerque that time
Yeah.
when we went.
yeah, we flew into Albuquerque.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the hot air
Oh,
balloons.
that's
Welcome to
right.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, we flew
That's
to
right.
Albuquerque, and then
Which Albuquerque isn't real big either.
no, but it had a good pizza place.
Hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Dane,
Dang.
you got your list for me?
I have a list. Yes.
One
I
thing
do.
before Dane starts, if you don't know this about Dane, what
There's a lot
he's
of things
wearing
you don't know
right
about
now is something he takes pride in, and it's a must-stop shop whenever Dane travels. So, how many Hard Rock shirts do you have?
Austin, I have more than I need in a lifetime. It all started overseas many, many moons ago when I was in college.
big deal all the time.
This is like a food blog.
I know.
Just tell me the
This is
recipe.
I'm getting there. So it started with the Hard Rock Cafe in Berlin, and then just went from there to last week when I picked one up in Nashville and Boston.
And Boston. We made an extra stop
Yep.
just for Dane to get a shirt.
One day, my master office at my house is going to have all of these shirts plastered on the wall. in cases.
I can make some. I know someone that can make them into a quilt.
I don't want that. I want to still be able to wear them or pass them down.
The collection stuff. I like that.
Anyways, you asked my top 5.
Yeah, Chicago, one of them.
No, it actually is not. Actually, let's start with the one that's on your list.
Oh,
New York City.
heck yeah.
Because I had to get a T-shirt from the Hard Rock Cafe while I was there.
And a milkshake.
And a milkshake.
Yes, and a milkshake from the Hershey store.
And he didn't like the first one.
Didn't like the first one.
Had to give it back.
So I had, they don't. You can't do returns on shakes apparently. I found out, and I was just like, just here, do something with it.
They're
I want
like,
that
no.
one.
What's wrong with Dane and like ordering shakes from? There's been several mishaps.
Well, the thing at Frank's, I was entertaining that guy.
I don't
You see,
think
he was
one or
having
two.
he was having a
I
bad
think I
day.
never
wasn't
saw. I never
entertained.
saw him again.
Maybe he went off to college. We don't know. Anyways, New York City. That was cool. Andy and I were on a shoot, a real quick shoot too. Actually, if I remember.
Overnight turn.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Wow, it was.
It was.
We were downtown Times Square. It was
Yep.
like 1 in the morning. We were out there
We
late.
landed like 1, or we landed like 11, hit the hotel like 1.
Yeah, that's
we're
right.
out by noon the next day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
And we were like, whoa, what do you want to do? Times Square is right over there.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than Zealand when everything closes at 7 o'clock at night.
Yes. Yeah, it's Zealand.
But I mean, it's Zealand, so we love Zealand.
Yeah.
We
Feel
feel
Zeal.
the zeal. Yes. So that's New York. Another one on my list is
The Denny's in San Diego.
we can get to that. We'll get to that. No, believe it or not, Birmingham, Michigan.
What?
The candy store.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
The
this
candy
one.
store.
No. Hunter House. Hunter House hamburgers. It's been voted like one of the top burger joints in the nation.
Right.
Okay, and it's right near the
I
Holiday
wonder
Inn.
whose
instead.
authority.
Right.
Food Network, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so-
well, that's
You got a
60%
Toxic
true.
Guy Fieri about that.
Right.
Right?
Has he been there?
I'm sure he has.
He's
But yeah,
everywhere.
Hunter House. The burgers are amazing. It's got like this greasy spoon, 1950s vibe to it, and it's just outside of this real posh downtown area type of thing. It just doesn't feel like it fits the environment, which makes it great. Okay, so that's Birmingham for me. We do a lot of driving to Birmingham for shoots. So highly recommend Hunter House. They cater, so if you're getting married, highly recommend it.
Don't do
I
that.
almost did that
Just
actually.
Don't do that.
So number 3.
Don't do that.
What you had because I was at your wedding. You had was it Uncle Cheetah's?
Uncle Cheetah's, yes.
Yeah, that was a
That's
good
good.
choice.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Grilled cheese and soup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
That's
good.
a solid choice.
That was very good.
Greasy burgers are not wedding food.
Depends on who's getting married, I guess. Anyways, so San Diego. We were just talking about that. So
Yeah.
that's number 3 on my list here.
Love San Diego.
So Denny's.
Yeah, well, we'll just leave it at Denny's.
Okay,
Just-
so
let's just leave it at Denny's.
let's just put it this way. We
We
worked
worked-
really hard the day before.
We worked very
and we
hard.
were really tired
Yep.
from working hard
And
all day long.
Denny's picked us up.
And Denny's picked us up.
Yep.
And it was I've had a lot of Denny's in my time, right? There's really nothing special about a Denny's, but
This one was magical.
this one was magical. And I feel like it was just built, right? It felt new.
It was new.
It was clean.
It was
It,
clean.
it hit different. Is that what you're trying to say?
Different. I had a hot chocolate, even though it was 90 degrees. in
Yep.
there. I didn't care.
Nope.
Pancakes, you name it. Everything to make you feel energized and ready to tackle
Ready
the
to
day.
tackle the second half of that shoot.
Second half of that
That
shoot.
was breakfast for lunch.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. It was
Yeah.
breakfast for lunch. That's what made it so great. San Diego. So Ocean Beach.
OB.
OB. Yes. So there was the taco shop, which we had talked about in the previous podcast.
Podcast. Yep.
There was the
Hodads.
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 We didn't talk about Hodads, did we?
We mentioned,
we did,
We mentioned
yeah.
the top level.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, because I talked about trying to kill Kevin with a jalapeno.
Right. And their milkshakes, by the way, back on the topic of
Back to
milkshakes, huge. It's not a milkshake. It's essentially a tub of ice cream.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like that.
It was like a gallon.
It was
Yeah.
a lot. It was a lot.
It was
I did not
insane.
expect that.
Can I post pictures to the blog for about these? Because I have pictures of all of this.
I
got pics too.
But anyways, that made it great.
I think we should quickly just pause the podcast right here and do, what is it, Time of Our Lives, and just have a terrible slideshow of all the photos.
Yeah.
Cue it up, Austin.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Thanks,
Whoa.
montage.
That was nice. Thank you.
Yeah, trip down memory lane. San Diego, the cliffs. The cliffs were amazing. Yeah. I remember you and I climbed down some cliffs to go to the beach.
Is that when you went running and you had your Rocky 3 moment?
We did.
Rocky 3?
Yeah.
Oh,
in slow motion. We were running on the beach. We saw each other.
Jumping up and
other.
hugging. And
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But then Andy tried getting up one of the cliffs and
Fell.
he fell.
Yeah.
Ruined shorts.
Ruined his shorts. Luckily, I was there. I stuck my hand out.
He saved my life.
And I saved him.
Because it was a whole 4 feet.
Did you know about that?
Wow.
I didn't know about that either.
You were there. Anyways. Beautiful. Ocean Beach, beautiful. Lots of UFOs, by the way, in that area.
Again, didn't know about that.
Yes.
Unidentified.
We're not going to talk about UAPs right now. So,
but we will.
Eventually.
In a future episode?
Okay, so next place, Nashville, which we were just at.
Just there.
So, and for me, Nashville has a lot of history to it, and I went on a ghost tour.
I'm surprised you didn't go this year.
Didn't have time.
Yeah, that's true. We were kind of slammed.
If we had more time, I would have taken Julia and Donnie with me.
Oh my God. Can we just do that? You guys have to wear GoPros though.
Oh, I was just about to say that. Yeah, absolutely. But when I went on mine, it was awesome just showing you all these little nooks and crannies of downtown you didn't know existed, let alone had paranormal activity involved.
Interesting.
So, believe it or not, I believe it's President John Tyler that haunts the grounds of the Capitol there.
Wow.
Why?
That's just what he does.
What's the story? Like, did he die on the stairs of the Capitol building or something cool?
We're going to have to fact check this.
We'll have to fact check that. But I'm pretty sure he
If not, we're going to need like a BS alert over the top.
I keep getting this unreliable narrator vibe.
Yeah, right.
Not from me. Anyways.
Sure. That's what they all say.
The ghost tour was awesome. It's just Broadway.
I've never done a ghost tour.
Pantheon or whatever it's there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You and I went to the Parthenon. Yeah, a mini Parthenon. That was cool.
That was pretty cool.
You have to take me on a ghost tour.
I'll take you on one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done one.
Julia's going. We'll take Donnie. We'll take Liberty. Austin, you want to go?
I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Anyway,
ghost
scare the crap out of me.
We have our own ghosts
we do
that
have
we
our
can
own
deal
ghosts,
with.
which we'll talk about in a later podcast.
in a future episode.
Yeah. So Nashville, food too. Love the food. Love the Nashville hot chicken down there. Hattie B's, shout out. And yeah, so that's Nashville in a nutshell.
Number one?
I wouldn't say it's number one. Let's just put it this way. I've been kind of giving these out of order, even though I've been numerically going in chronological order, if that makes any sense.
Spice.
So, Boulder, Colorado, actually. You were with me.
There you go.
that
It
evening,
was.
weren't you?
It was a good.
Do you remember we went hiking in the mountains?
We did.
In the twilight.
There's a lot of wildlife. I was surprised.
Yep.
We saw a bunch of
I did.
wildlife.
You guys went to the
It was-
Flatirons, right?
Yeah, and there was a high school prom going on.
Oh, that's right.
Or a home. It must have been homecoming because it was
Right, you
fall.
can hear it.
But you could hear the music and all the cars were going around.
Yep, and then we found this random pub that was a bike repair shop.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So that was really cool.
Been there, yeah.
So,
And we scooted around the city.
yep, scooted around the city as we were waiting for our tables. So,
It was a good
that
time.
was a good night.
It was
Yeah, Boulder's fun.
beautiful.
Yeah. So
I think when I was thinking about this podcast, I was thinking about the other one too, the food one. Did we mention
The lasagna.
the lasagna
I don't
last
know if we
time?
did.
Mm-mm.
Oh man,
what's this lasagna? You said?
It's the
there's
Boulder
an,
place.
there's an Italian
told us
restaurant.
to try and go, but I think it was
and
closed.
on
or
like
something.
Wednesdays or Thursdays,
Wednesday
one
nights.
night a week,
Oh, that's
Wednesday
right.
nights,
We're on the
they
wrong
have
night.
a lasagna. And
Best lasagna
it'll
in
just
my
make
life.
you cry.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I'm not a big lasagna fan, though. That's the thing.
Man, how do you know?
I'm not a huge lasagna fan either, but I tried it and it's the best lasagna.
What makes
ever.
it great, though?
The I think
Is
with
the
the meat
sauce?
and the sauce,
I don't know.
all of
I
it,
don't know.
and it's like
I'm not Italian.
4 inches thick, and it's like the just enormous amount, but it's not too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just enough to be like, okay, go tuck me in now.
I feel like I got like the white sauce, maybe. There was a
two
couple
kinds,
different
yeah.
varieties. And it
good
just
stuff.
it was
It was
awesome. I think
delicious.
we all got lasagna.
Yeah, we all did. It was you, mean Nick.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
So yeah, Boulder is cool.
We'll be back out there.
I appreciate Boulder.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So something that it was kind of like Kevin and I talked about it earlier this week. I think it was that kind of popped a question into my head was when you're traveling, you can feel far away from everything. And so Kevin has this thing. He has a playlist, if I am correct.
Do you?
Tell us about this because
What?
I do.
when you're traveling,
I have a lot of Spotify playlists.
Okay.
This is the only one that's actually downloaded.
Uh-huh.
I started it actually the first or second time in Philly in the airport. And whenever I fly home, I listen to this podcast because you get all scrambled. You're on different time zones. We're working a lot. You don't know where you're at, maybe a week or whatever. And then I listen to this podcast and just like kind of grounds me.
brings you home.
It was just kind of random stuff at first, and then I found out like after 50 songs, probably half of them are named after towns and stuff like that.
Ooh.
So there's Austin, there's Birmingham, and like all these different song
Birmingham.
titles. So
Do you guys have something that kind of grounds you back to reality, or is it just the wake up call of when you land, you're just back to it? Maybe it's like when you go home and you see churro.
I mean, I have my family,
good.
Yeah.
but
any routines or anything?
well, I have travel pants.
That's right.
That's
I have a pair of pants that I try to fly with
essentials.
most of the time, unless I've got to be shoot ready when we land. No, I'm a pretty bougie traveler, so it's not that hard for me. So like it's pretty easy for me just to in and out of places. But that's because I spend so much time in the air that it's like second nature.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I have like go-to like airplane jams.
Okay.
They're not on the playlist. That actually would be smart. I should do that. But I have like a couple of albums that I go to a lot.
Yep.
You know, Mumford and Sons Delta album is like one of my favorite travel albums. Some of the new Sophie Tucker I've listened to a lot lately. That's pretty good.
No idea who that is.
A ton of Taylor Swift, but that's just sort of my go-to anywhere.
Sunshine,
But yes,
Swift, and Starbucks.
Sunshine, Swift, and Starbucks.
I was in Dallas with
We landed in
Liz.
Dallas and we found a Starbucks and it was sunny out and we had a big rental and we cranked all the windows, opened up all the sunroofs, hit Starbucks, sunglasses, and turned up Taylor Swift, and it was kind of amazing.
Oh man.
I think I made Kevin and Liz miserable, but hey, I was driving and paying, so what are we gonna do?
Speaking of Starbucks,
Oh God, no. Also a Dallas Starbucks story.
this is a Dallas story, actually. Would you like to hear it?
No.
Anyways, so we get into Dallas a couple years ago for a shoot, and then
Healthcare Summit
we have-
2019.
That's it. We had to roll up to a Starbucks, right?
All the time.
All the time. And Eric was with us.
Not dead.
I just. How do
He's
I?
not dead.
How do I know
He's
that?
probably listening.
He's just
to this.
in Florida.
He's just a,
Anyways, so we roll up. Eric's with us, and
Wasn't David with you guys yet? Or
no, it
he
was just
flew
the
in
three of us. We
different
just
time.
flew in, and so we pull right up to the window, and Andy just
one
like
does.
rapid fires, just like
French ice cream tea, no sweetener.
and then they say in their Texas accent, "Slow down there, cowboy." I loved it.
Yeah.
We all
They
laughed.
made the
at
car
us.
explode.
That's awesome.
Eric, yeah, I've never seen him laugh that hard.
Eric's a wheezer too. Like when he gets laughing a lot, it's hilarious. He's one of those people that when you hear him laughing, he makes you laugh harder because
Yep.
he's just that good.
Yeah.
So now every time I'm going too fast, all I hear from anyone is, I'm going to slow down.
Slow down there, cowboy.
Cowboy.
Yep.
That was partner.
No,
Okay.
That was cowboy.
Either way, whatever.
it's Texas. Either one.
Pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
They all apply.
Hey there, Pilgrim.
Either Pilgrim.
So I know this needs to be discussed. Traveling to South Bend. Who wants to?
is
Who wants to
South
Kevin,
Bend.
Is
go
this the
ahead.
dog costume thing?
No, I forgot about that though.
that was the same night.
Get out. Was it?
I think that was
No.
I have that on video.
I don't think
I wasn't there.
You weren't there, so it wasn't the same.
All right. No, so dog costume's indie.
That was when you guys were
Dog
there.
costume
Yeah.
is indie.
Yeah.
Dog costume is indie because I have a video of him like standing outside the hotel peeing in bushes. There was like
Okay,
15 minutes.
so we
after
may
you
need to
guys
back up
wandered in from.
So we have two stories here. Start with the South Bend one.
South Bend. Okay, I've been there a couple times. We always have like a show down there every year.
Yeah.
We did. You were there. It was the three of us.
Yeah, it was the three.
You
of us.
were down there too, but we went to a bar
Oh, yeah, well,
without
with a
you.
client or something.
You were. I think maybe with a client, and we went to this little bar. There's like no one in there. There's one bartender.
Yeah.
We each got a couple Coronas, and we would have to. I don't remember who did it first or if anyone said anything, but we got up, went to the bathroom, and it looked like it reminded me of the movie Saw. It's just this like abandoned looking, stark white tile bathroom where there's like there's a hole in the wall, and
Literally.
there's literally just a hole where a toilet should be.
Whoa.
Someone just.
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't take a picture because it was
Because the bathroom.
It was
You
frightening.
don't take pictures
Yeah.
in the bathroom.
But this,
I mean, we're there was only one other couple there, wasn't there?
yeah,
It was just
If
like
that.
I think it was just like a boyfriend girlfriend at the bar, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
because they were talking about California or something like that.
And then us.
And then us.
Right across the street from the hotel, this little
Yeah.
hole in the wall place. It was awesome, actually.
It was pretty great.
It was. Hopefully
made
the
it.
hole's still there.
We made it out cheap. We had a good time
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of your first trips, actually, with us.
with
If not the first trip, I feel like. Right?
No,
Santa Fe was
Santa
really
Fe,
early
yeah.
on,
This was
but
in May.
it was my
Right,
first one with you
2018.
probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because you didn't do Santa Fe with us.
Yeah, I didn't go.
So that was South Bend.
Indy.
It's just
Indy.
Oh, Indy.
Indy.
Indy had the dog costume guy.
Yes.
I've
the
seen
dog
this
costume
video.
guy.
So it was me and you, Dane.
We were at
I
the
believe,
bar.
At the bar.
Yeah.
It's a trend here.
And so I'm guessing he's a mascot of some kind. For a local sports team.
No,
I don't
think he was
even.
just a
I
dude
don't
in
think
a
so.
dog
I think he
costume.
just liked
Dressing up.
It was
dress up
a
as
dude
a
in a dog
dog.
costume.
Yeah. But
Furry,
it was
okay.
it was, if you can imagine, like a mascot,
Dog.
right? Yeah.
Right.
It
Yeah,
wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Even full mascot mode, he's at the bar.
I don't think they ID'd him
No.
because he didn't. I don't think I ever
You
saw
checked
him
his
without
dog tags.
Right.
He's there just
dog
drinking.
license.
Yeah. Just drinking straight bottles of Corona, I
But
think.
he's, yeah.
But he's
Through
still
the
got
mouth.
them.
Through the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's just this old guy next to him who just a stranger.
Yeah.
They didn't know each other.
Paying no attention to him.
Just did not care.
Didn't
and
care.
everyone in the bar was pretty full. It was a hotel.
It
bar.
was.
Hotel bar, yeah.
We just got a couple beers, sitting at the hotel bar late at night, and he walks in, orders a beer, Corona.
Slams
He
it.
just slams it
Yeah, he
through
does.
his hole in his
But
face.
the best part about the story is like
You saw
30
him
minutes later, I saw him outside peeing on the side of the building.
in true dog
In
fashion.
true
dog
dog
fashion.
fashion, yes.
Like,
And just everyone in the bar's looking at him, but the old guy next to him just didn't pay
Stone
attention
cold.
at
He was
all.
on his phone, checking his stocks, not giving a care in the world for that dog.
wow.
Yeah, that was
That
random.
that was North Indy.
Man.
So, we'll start with Andy on this next one. If a place you have not been that you would wish that we can work, or even if you just want to travel to,
New
but
place or go
new
back?
place, someplace you have not been that you would want
That I would
to.
want to go shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would love to take the team back to Montana, where I'm from. Like that's like a goal is to get the team, like a bunch of us, to go back to where I grew up.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. But a place that I haven't ever been.
The UP.
I've never been to UP, but I was
up
thinking
there.
actually more like overseas.
Oh, of course.
Like
Yep.
we should try to find like a client in Germany or in Scotland or Ireland or, you know, I've been to a ton of places, so it's hard to not know where I've been. US though, I would say
Oklahoma.
no, Oklahoma's cool, but
Oklahoma is
It's
actually
actually
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool.
I like driving through Oklahoma.
I
It
mean,
looks like Michigan.
I've
when you're
never
driving
been to
through it.
Maine, but I've been to almost every other state.
Maine is my favorite place
Yeah, so
that I've traveled
Maine
to.
would be cool. U.S., Scotland, Ireland, Germany would be fun internationally, or somewhere far east like Tokyo would be sweet too. Or back to Montana for the group.
Tokyo.
Big sky country.
Heck yeah,
I'm down
Treasure
with that.
State.
Yeah, I'm all about the West.
We have a shoot in Boise coming up. It's about as close as we'll get. I think
Really?
for the next couple of weeks.
Interesting.
Actually, that's not true. We need to shoot in July. We have to. We might have something in Montana in July.
Okay.
So July or August.
Okay.
Busy.
We're very busy.
You're
Kevin?
gonna ask me next, aren't you?
Yeah. 'Cause Dane, again, lost privileges.
I've been most places in the country.
Yeah.
There's only I think 8 states
Kevin's
that I haven't been to, but I travel.
we drive a lot through a lot of these.
As a
to
kid,
stop.
we never flew. We never flew as a family, but we went out to Wyoming, Colorado, Tennessee, Florida. Like, so I crossed off a lot of states just driving through them, and I still have done that. I drove to the Grand Canyon by myself.
You drove to Denver with the van.
I drove to Denver with the van. Yeah,
You beat the flight team.
yeah, I me and Ethan blasting SpongeBob. I've never been overseas though,
We need to change that.
so I've only been to Canada. I've never been to Mexico.
Wow.
You have a passport?
I do have a passport. Yep. I would love to go to like Japan, or something like that. But I would also love to go to Europe.
Europe is
The
amazing.
best.
Yeah.
Been more places overseas than I have
Right.
in our own country.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went recently for your honeymoon, didn't you?
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Nice.
That's right.
That was amazing.
did. Yeah.
Your
That's a
spot
bucket list
that
trip.
you'd like to hit up before you've never worked there or whatever? A location that Dane would like to go?
Where does Dane want to go?
He wants to go out west. Just a
We
matter
just
of
got back
away.
from
where.
Boston. That was a pretty cool shoot too.
You're saying work related or non work related?
I'd say work.
If I could work related, hear me out on this one.
Okay.
Birmingham, Michigan.
For burgers.
Been there, done that. The Faroe Islands.
Where's that? Don't make me Google it. Just tell me.
It's north of the UK.
Kind
Kind of between Iceland and the UK.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
right
game.
on.
Let's go.
Yeah,
What
businesses are there?
that
special
sounds
there?
good to me.
I've seen a lot of travel videos, and there's, I think Merrill actually did a commercial there. once.
Probably.
It looked beautiful.
They do a lot of that kind of cool
Yeah.
stuff.
And I'm just like, that's just amazing for hiking, running.
Yeah.
So,
Healthcare Summit 2026.
Faroe Islands.
There we go.
Ah.
How about you, Austin?
I would go anywhere. I feel like I still want to really hit California. I went to California when I was in high school,
That's easy.
and I went to
Bad trip.
my sister was staying and living in actually Corona, California, and so I spent all my time basically in the Corona area. I drove to LA, but traffic was terrible, so we didn't do anything. Did not make it to San Diego, but that's okay. So I really want to go explore California. I feel like it's got some things. Oh, Eugene, Oregon.
That's a
Oh
sweet
yeah,
place.
I want to go.
Anything up the coast in
Yeah.
Oregon is
Yeah.
amazing.
Beautiful.
Love all that.
From north of Redding, all California, all the way up into Seattle and beyond.
Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah,
Love it.
I feel like Vancouver's pretty cool too. So
Yeah, Vancouver.
I'd like to live.
I've been there really briefly for a shoot way back when.
hopefully not a Hallmark movie because I feel
not a
that's where
Hallmark
all
movie.
those are
This
made.
was before Vancouver was a big TV town. This was
They did a lot of the X Files up there too.
Nice.
long
Just
time
depends
ago.
on the strength of the dollar, honestly.
Yeah.
Where if it's in LA or Vancouver, but Vancouver never,
shot
never
Twilight
plays
up there,
itself. That's true.
Really?
Yeah.
They shoot a bunch of their Star Treks there too.
It's where all
We
of
don't talk Star Trek.
it's where basically all of CW production is right now.
Is that right?
Vancouver.
Yep, Riverdale.
Riverdale.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as we wrap up this travel parts of this podcast, do you have any final thoughts or something you need to touch on that's been
We haven't
itching?
talked about tips to get sky miles.
Is there like a hack?
Well, just
We should have little lower thirds, and we should all
Well, so here's what I wanted to do. It's classified
How many sky
information,
miles
but
we
I
got?
wanted to have a list of like 4 sky miles and try and guess whose they are.
Oh boy.
But Andy's would stick out from
Yeah.
all of ours, so it'd
The
be a
outlier.
competition between us.
It really
And I think you would
it'd
clearly be
I'd
the
probably
next
be
one.
second.
Yeah.
You'd be probably pretty
Third.
close.
But if you had to guess, how many miles have you traveled?
Miles have I traveled
Yeah.
total?
Yeah,
in
on a
my
plane.
life?
On a plane. Plane only.
I can tell you almost exactly because I just looked at my status a couple of days ago.
And what is it?
It's almost 1 million. It's like 974,000.
Wow.
Not that many. I think it's probably like 80,000.
80.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're more than that.
I
You've
don't-
hit 25 a couple years in a row, haven't you? MQMs.
Right. I don't know.
Well, we can look.
Yeah,
we can look at your
certainly
lifetime.
look. But yeah, like you've been flying a lot longer. I've really just been flying for the last 4 years.
Yeah,
and then,
I've flown
and then
Delta
2020
for
hit, you know, and we
forever.
yeah, right.
Dane?
Are you saying in the lifetime or just with the business?
I think everybody else.
I did
doing
lifetime.
Lifetime.
That's my
Lifetime.
lifetime.
If I had to guess lifetime, oh man. I want to say maybe 300 to 400,000. Just like all my international trips. Maybe even more than that.
Because you've got all that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've probably flown more than I have.
It's got to be more than that.
Well, overseas is only $6,000.
Is it?
It's only 6,000 miles overseas. So if you go a bunch, it calculates. But if you've gone like once every 3 years and you do that over 30 years, that's only 60,000 miles.
But there's also layovers and all that stuff as well.
You don't, and the thing with overseas travel though is you don't travel as far. Like the U.S., like from here to San Diego is a 6,000 MQM flight, but it's the same thing from here to Paris. It's the same amount of miles. It's just a different way of going. So it's depending on how many legs you've had. Because like last year I had like 114 legs and did like 135,000 miles. 135,000.
I'm going to stick with my answer.
Okay.
It's a good answer. So, last order of business. What are you watching?
Ooh.
Who are you starting with?
I'll start with you, Dane, just because I'm interested.
Really? What am I watching? So I just
Bridgerton.
got done watching. WrestleMania.
Ah.
Oh, wow. That's the
Very
one
nice.
with the guy with the Pokemon card?
Hmm?
Is that the Pokemon card thing?
Logan Paul.
Didn't he just do something WrestleMania-wise?
The Pokemon card thing.
I think he's talking about
Logan
Logan Paul wore like a very expensive
Oh yeah,
Pikachu around his
He
neck or
was
something.
all decked out with that. So,
Okay.
so at least once a year, I try to watch one of those pay-per-views. So that's the last thing I watched.
Very nice. Was
Yeah.
it enjoyable?
It was, yeah, some classic moments. So
Yeah.
brought some classic characters back, if you will.
Ooh, very interesting.
Yes.
Kevin.
Last night I watched episode 1 of Moon Knight.
and
I
verdict?
liked it. A lot of fun. Ethan and Donnie told me to watch it, and I liked it. Yeah, it's fun.
Nice.
But last night I also bought Flash Gordon 4K,
Solid.
so I might watch that tonight. I've never seen
No
it,
kidding.
but I've heard really good things about the transfer and everything. So
Cool.
Cheers has got something else, so I'm gonna watch that. I think.
Flash Gordon.
So
Andy?
Just finished Bridgerton. Second
Season
season.
2?
Yep.
I heard it's not as steamy
It's
as
not
the first
as steamy.
season.
I liked that this season better. Not just with taking the steamy completely out of the equation here. There's
There's a lot of upset white women.
there's a lot, but this season was better for characters. It was not shot as pretty. The first season of Bridgerton, the first couple episodes are gorgeous from a cinematography standpoint. Just like they're just really tight, good, well executed shots. This season's a little less. I think the DP did a really good job, and there's some really unique, like really great uses of mirrors in this season, but it's not as dialed in, pretty fancy. It's not a pilot season to like, but they did do a much better job of connecting to character this year than they did the season last. I'm slowly harassing Betsy to start watching Flight Attendant because the second season comes out in like 3 weeks. And so that one's
Kaylee Kuo.
Coco.
Coco.
Yes, Flight Attendant's a great episode. And then I just finished the latest episode of Picard on the plane coming in. So
Very
kind
nice.
of 3 seasons wrapped up.
Very nice.
Austin, what are you watching?
I mean, what are you watching?
Marissa and I watched The Dropout last night. It's
Oh, how is it?
Oh yeah.
You know, I didn't know anything about the story, and I think that's what's really gripping me is I don't know anything, so it's keeping me. The characters are interesting, and the fact that it's a true event makes you kind of.
It's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
It makes me concerned about Walgreens, honestly.
Oh, there's a lot to be concerned about.
Yeah, so how it got that far is kind of mind blowing. So
that long,
it kind of exposes it. So if you have time to watch it, I think there's only a couple episodes, so it's on Hulu. So
The one like Draw of Dope Sick is like that too. So it talks about the opioid crisis, and if you know a little bit, but
Man.
but that one, if you like Dropout, then you'd like Dope Sick. So
as you can see, we have a list of things that we all need to catch up and watch on, and we will definitely keep everybody posted on at least every episode. What's new? What we're watching.
it's funny. I watch more on airplanes by not watching, not listening to audio, and like watching through all the screens.
Everybody else.
Oh
else's
yeah,
screens.
I've seen Bohemian Rhapsody like 80 times.
Yeah, that and the one with the island where the people like age weird.
Oh, Old with M. Night
yeah,
Shyamalan.
yeah.
I've
That
seen
one like
I've
10
seen,
times.
Yep.
Just by watching it like through seats or like off to the side.
Yep.
That's how I've seen a lot of movies.
Well, gentlemen,
Travel.
thank you very much for joining on this podcast. We have a lot of other fun things coming up, including, I'm going to just put this out there because I don't know when this podcast is airing, but we will be doing some other podcasts from locations while we're traveling. So
Yes, we will be.
be on the lookout for those, and we're
So
excited to
random.
have
It's so random.
the what?
The one we did in Nashville is really random.
Oh,
But it's
they're
fun.
gonna
Spoiler.
enjoy it.
Oh, speaking of which, are we ever going to talk about Will Smith?
No.
All right.
Editorial decision.
And with
Bye.
that, get off the porch.